Okay, it's live. I think we're live.
You think so?
I believe we are.
See, I don't see anything yet, so
Yeah.
I'm delayed about 2 minutes.
Yeah, it'll take
you
a
have
little bit.
you have a slow connection.
Yeah, I know. I know. I have a slow connection. Let's refresh and see what happens. Because it should say the page is up. Because we should be live streaming now. I don't see anybody here. Oh, I see you said who's here.
I don't see anybody. Oh, look, there it is. I see you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Can you see me?
See, I don't see anything yet. So yeah, let me mute you. Hold on a second. 2 minutes.
Mute that.
Yeah, there we go.
I highly
That's
think
better.
I'm gonna mute that. In fact,
Do you think so?
Mute it too. I believe we are. Boom. I muted it too now. All right.
Yes.
I think we are live. All right.
All right.
So let me make sure
We're going to save.
let me make sure I can switch, do the camera switcheroo thing. So if I switch
Camera
here,
one.
if I switch,
Camera two.
boom, there you go.
Camera 3.
Camera 2.
Camera 5.
All right. Cool.
Dolly.
I think
Dolly
we're all
cam.
set. No dolly cams. All right. So, thanks for those of you who are tuning in and watching us live. This is our second attempt at doing a live video show. We're going to try to do these fairly regularly. We haven't set on a particular schedule yet, but we definitely want to kind of get these things get going. I don't know, every other week or something. Is that kind of what we're looking at doing? If we could do that.
Yeah, it gives us a chance to get life together during the days, during the week, and not force it on us and start don't have anything to do. So not be prepared.
That's right.
Imagine that, never being prepared. Exactly.
Yeah, because I'm a Jedi master at not being prepared. So
yes. You so far so good.
So far so good.
You have not ceased to fail yet.
That's right. All right, so let's see if we can get this thing going. I like your Dolphins mug there. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. I want one. I require that immediately.
It's actually we were talking the other guys from other people's airplanes, the other crew, and I were talking the other day, and John Conway happened to mention about the root beer. Well, I happen to have some in my basement refrigerator, so I went out and grabbed one just before the show started.
Root beer, like
it is beer. It tastes like root beer.
Tastes like root beer.
Yes.
Okay.
But what's amazing is, and I had this when I was in St. Louis working just very recently, is you can actually add ice cream to it, and it tastes just like a root beer float. It is amazing.
Now I definitely require this right away. That sounds amazing.
It is very, very good. I will go get a bottle here with me if we take a quick break or something.
That sounds
like
awesome.
when we had to add a sponsor thing in there.
I love it.
But yeah, it's actually really cool. So it's root beer with a dash of ice cream, just like a scoop of ice cream. And I guess it's kind of hard to see through this frosted mug, but it's very good. Yummy.
I like yummy. All right, so let's go ahead and officially start here. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's see if we can do this. All right. This is always... I don't know if this is going to work. Is this going to work? I don't know. Let's find out. It is. All right. That's good. That's what I was hoping to hear. All right.
I'm glad I can help you out with that.
I need like 17 arms because I have to touch like all these different controls all at once. So there's going to be a little bit of a break here in a second, but that's okay. You guys will tolerate it because you're a great audience and we love you. So...
We already got 3 watching.
We got 3 watching? Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
One day we're going to hit 10 and we're going to be doing cartwheels.
We're going to flip out when we have all these watching. So cool. All right, here we go. Let me try it again. In this episode of Other People's Airplanes, we bring you to the AOPA regional fly-in in Tullahoma, Tennessee. And welcome to Other People's Airplanes, the show where we bring you into the cockpit and along for the ride. Whenever we do awesome aviation-related stuff, I am your host, David Allen, and today I'm also joined by my co-host, Mike Ladd. Hey, Mike, how's it going?
I'm doing great, David. How you doing?
You know what? I'm better than I deserve, and I don't deserve much, so I guess I'm doing all right. I'm getting over a cold actually, so I have to apologize if I'm sound
A little more
nasally or
than
something.
usual.
Yeah, so I am getting over that, but I'm glad to be here. This is a lot of fun, and we're gonna bring you some cool stuff. What's new in your world? You've actually been kind of busy doing aviation stuff, and I haven't.
Yeah, I did. Well, besides some little changes in my personal life, I'm probably going to Tampa here next week for my new job. So I'm kind of happy about that.
You're actually going to be, I've been priding myself for years on being one of the people who's closest to Lakeland. Like I can get to Sun and Fun in 2.5 hours by car, and now I'm not going to have that anymore. Yeah, you're 25 minutes. I'm jealous. Yep. I'm jealous.
Yes, but starting this past weekend, I actually went to the AOPA regional fly-in in Tullahoma, Tennessee. And I got to tell you, it was a much better production than I thought it was going to be. It was, they had a barnstorming party on the Friday night before. It's technically a one-day event. But the day before on Friday, they had a barnstormer party with a country band, a cash bar and food and all kinds of people just running around. It was a really neat time. Had breakfast, a pancake breakfast Saturday morning. About a half a dozen, maybe 8 food trucks showed up for lunch on Saturday, and then an ice cream social after the town hall meeting. But there were vendors, your typical Avidyne, Sarasota Avionics, ForeFlight was there. A number of the people that you usually see at every major fly-in and show. It's not as large of an event, so you don't see everything. You don't see 5 or 6 manufacturers of them. You see, maybe Bose was there. I think they had a small display. But Piper was there, Cessna was there, Beechcraft was there, obviously. It was actually held at the Beechcraft Heritage Museum in Tullahoma, which is actually a museum for Beechcraft on the airport.
No kidding.
If you ever get a chance to visit this place, I highly recommend it. It is amazing.
That's awesome.
They've got pretty much every version and model of any beach that has ever been Beechcraft that has ever been manufactured. And I know I sent you over some pictures. If you want to throw a few of them up, the first beach, which I think I threw in the teaser, was the little placard at the museum for the first Beechcraft ever built. You can probably throw up the plaque first, just to somebody wants to see it, they can see it. But the first beach ever built, and I forget the whole specs on it and everything, but it's a gorgeous red plane. When he was with Curtis Aviation, one of the lead engineers and Mr. Beach actually came up with this design, and eventually Curtis didn't want to build it, so they went and started their own company and built it about 1.5 years later.
Right.
This was the first one that rolled off the assembly line that is sitting there in this museum. And they have other ones there. Like one of them they actually have one of them plaqued as one of the last Beechcrafts ever built or something. Not Beechcrafts, but the model. I forget which model it was, but they would have pretty much everything there besides a beach on floats. So
yeah, this thing's gorgeous. I mean, the paint on it. Obviously, it's in a museum, so I would hope it's just, they take good care of it. But I mean, can you imagine arriving at an airport in one of these things? I can't. I'd love to do it. I've only seen a few. This is there's a few amazing stagger wings I've seen at places like Sun and Fun and Oshkosh. Man, they're just gorgeous, and people really take good care of these things. Yeah,
and these are. I mean, these are climate controlled hangars that they keep them in, and they are spotless. And the people who are friends of the program there, I guess we'll call them, the supporters and the volunteers at the museum. I mean, every single person there knows everything about these airplanes. Some of them have some really amazing history. There's another one in the back of this museum. I forget. I don't know if I have a picture of it. It's like a green stagger wing. I forget the actual plane, but I don't believe I do. But it was apparently it was used during World War, I guess II, for like hunting submarines off the coast or something like that. But I guess when it came back out of service, it was actually used in California to transport celebrities to get quick marriages and quick annulments and quick divorces back and forth from Las Vegas. So somebody who was like a lawyer for the stars, I guess, used it to get celebrities back and forth to get them to get marriages and annulments and stuff from their crazy weekends in Vegas. So that was kind of an interesting thing from these planes. They had a Starship there, which is just a gorgeous plane.
Yeah.
The little craft Starship 2000, I think it is, with the the twin engines that are the rear facing engines. Yeah, it's just a neat looking.
I think I have a picture of that too. Let me see if I can find it.
I think I have one or two of them in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually only seen a Starship one time. I'm sorry you can't see me talking. I'm looking for the picture of the Starship. Here it is. Sorry. Yeah, it's just such a cool airplane. I think they're just amazing. The lines on it, and it's a shame that it failed so badly. But it was some so
weird
far,
stories about that too.
I've heard that it was just so far ahead of its time. I think this is another photo of it here. Let me put this up. Yeah, there it is. It looks like a spaceship, and it just, I don't know. It looks great. And then you got a picture of it here sitting next to another beach. Looks like another Stagger Wing.
Yep.
In the hangar.
There were Stagger Wings everywhere. I mean, that's the whole place is covered in Stagger Wings. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, very cool.
There was another one that I had in the around the field, I believe, folder that had a yellow Stagger Wing airplane. It was called Lionheart. This thing was absolutely amazing. It was a kit plane. And I forget the years of this thing when it was manufactured, but I believe they only manufactured 6 of them.
Did you have a picture of it in the field?
Yes.
Okay, I have that here. Let me put it up.
It's a yellow plane. And actually, that other plane I'm looking at it now that's caught up on my YouTube channel is the one that was next to that Starship was actually out flying around at the end of the day also. I believe that one was out flying around. But It was a yellow Stagger Wing that was in the field. And I believe it was called Lionheart.
I'm guessing this is called Lionheart because if you look, I have it up for the audience to see right now. Underneath the front windscreen and behind the main cowling, there's a lion like leaping forward.
Okay, that may not be it, but
so that might not be it. Huh? It looks like a lion to me, just jumping.
Oh, is it a yellow, all yellow, like a bright yellow?
Oh yeah, yep, all yellow with a black silhouetted lion. Yep.
Okay, it is outside.
Yeah, it's outside. Yeah.
Okay, yep, that's the.
Yeah, it looks.
Okay,
great.
that's the one. This was actually a kit plane.
It was a kit plane.
This was a 6-place kit plane that was designed by Griffin Aerospace, was a company. It was fast. It was like a 200-knot cruise, 210-knot cruise, 6-place aircraft, retractable landing gear. All kinds of numbers are on it, I think, on the next slide. But I'm not really sure what had happened, but there was only 6 of these ever built. And to this day, there's only 4 of these remaining. And one of them is actually based there at Tullahoma at the museum in that same location.
It's got a 210-knot max cruise at 10,000. This thing moves.
Yeah. Yes, it does. And the engine, that Pratt & Whitney, I don't know what the heck kind of an engine this is or what, but this thing flies overhead and it just sounds like a rocket was launched and just went right over your head. I could not believe what this thing sounded like. I was actually there in my RV getting dinner ready. I knew I was staying overnight there on Saturday night instead of driving home, so I stayed there overnight. And I just heard this sound and I ran outside, and sure enough, there was this thing all halfway across the airport already. Flying by, doing about 150 knots. I couldn't believe it. It was amazing. And a good friend of ours, it turns out, got a chance to fly this thing, and that was him flying it when it flew over my RV. So I need to sit down with him, who actually works with AOPA also. So he got a little extra juice there from working for AOPA, I think, and a chance to fly that plane. It was amazing. But awesome. Anyways, if I had to build a 6-place kit aircraft, this would be it, I think.
Yeah, I would do that. That'd be kind of amazing. I don't know. That seems like an awful lot of work. I don't know how many 6-place kit planes there are out there. I'm sure our audience would have better information on that too. But man, it looks great. What a fun airplane.
And there was a few others that were out there. I mean, there was a lot of people, a lot more than I thought. I mean, considering a 1-day fly-in, in middle Western Tennessee, there was a lot of people that I just didn't expect to see that many people. I thought, this is going to be a small little setup with a couple hundred people, and there was probably closer to a few thousand people there.
Yeah.
Planes all over the place.
Yeah, there's
they have a huge they have a huge facility.
Right. So can you name some of the other aircraft you saw there? I've got several other pictures here. There's one from, it says Arctic Air. I'm going to put that one up. I'm not really sure what that is.
Actually, I've met him before. That is a gentleman that flew that plane. I forget what kind of a plane that is off the top of my head, because I can't see the picture right away. I think it's a 210, I think, or a 206. It's a
tail dragger, but it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, that gentleman actually flew over both poles in that plane. Okay. He flew over the North Pole and the South Pole.
That's crazy.
So apparently, at the time, I think he was the first person to have done that.
Wow.
I forget what exactly he did that, but.
And then there's it looks like an Aviat Husky. It's got red, orange, black, and yellow.
Yeah, some gorgeous planes. Yeah. Husky was there. And there was a lot of other sponsors that were there with their own display. So Piper was there with some planes. Beechcraft obviously was there.
There's a video here of a DC-3 that I've got.
Oh, God, that was gorgeous. I've seen that plane a couple times, typically down in Stuart, Florida.
Turn that down a little bit.
In Stuart, I've been down there before, and they actually used to keep that plane there during the winters.
I think I've seen that airplane before. Where did I see it? It says it's a flagship Detroit.
Yep.
I don't remember where I see it. Does it?
Yeah, it does. It goes to different shows, and it's based in different places. And actually, right now, I think they were going. Oh, I forget where they're going now, but they were eventually heading down to Orlando or something. So I'm sure it's been around.
Yeah.
I know I've seen it other places, but in Stuart, they used to keep it there for the winters. But apparently, that's no longer the case because they found out that on the coast of Florida, salt air provides a really nice layer of corrosion on the metal.
It's awesome what the salt air does here.
Yeah, so they decided they just go there for a couple of weeks. I think for the air show in November, and then that's about it.
And now I've brought up this an open cockpit biplane. Looks like it's fabric covered. Is this? I don't even know what this is. I want to say
the Jenny.
It's a Jenny.
Yeah, the Jenny. And I've seen one of these before, too, at Creve Coeur Airport in St. Louis. I think I told you about that place, which is amazing. But these people actually brought this thing down from, Kentucky somewhere. Bowling Green, Kentucky is where they flew it from. And I think they were doing about 35 miles an hour to get there. I think somebody jokingly said the plane had 27,000 hours on it combined on the airframe, and somebody said, "Was that on the flight here?" So,
right.
So, it doesn't go very fast. It doesn't go very far, but it is a really neat airplane. Just an old-fashioned airplane. I mean, it was used. They got what they use these old planes for with the old fabric wings, and it's all pulley, rod pulley. These things. If you're playing around with these things, and basically the rule book or the manual just says don't break it.
Yeah.
If you break it, you bought it, kind of thing. I mean, there's not a whole lot that can really go wrong.
And then we've got a picture here of an extreme decathlon. It looks like Greg Kuntz airplane. I guess did he fly?
Oh yeah,
kind of an air show or anything?
Greg Kuntz went ahead and flew. Yeah, he showed up. He was there, and actually our friend Paul Harrup from AOPA Live, he actually did the announcing for Greg, which was actually really nice.
I saw that on Facebook. Yes, I thought that was super cool
funny.
of him. Yeah, did he do well? I'm sure he did. He
did very well.
Yeah, he probably would. Yeah, I mean, because one of the biggest problems you have with announcing something like that is you run out of voice a long time before you run out of air show, and Steve Tupper will tell you that. But I guess
a lot of great shows though. He does. Yeah.
I lost.
Right, he does kind of a little bit different show though. His
Yeah, I lost you for a second. Go on.
You know what? We got the FaceTime on. Let's get rid of that.
Yeah.
Probably don't need that running. Sorry.
Probably not.
Oh,
so
you there?
Yeah, I'm here. So Paul Harrup is one of those guys that he can he does the voice stuff, so I'm sure he's got it. You're backfeeding on me somehow all of a sudden. I'm not really sure how that is. I'm trying to minimize that. So I'm hearing myself back through your stuff.
Yeah, I'm hearing some echo from. You got louder when I turned off FaceTime.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. Very odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely hearing myself back through.
Okay.
I sound
Is that
like
a bad or a good?
I sound like a monster.
Okay. We're kind of cutting up a little bit. Make sure you're not running anything else that's gonna.
No, it's all done.
Everything all shut down.
Oh yeah. Thanks for putting up with us while we try to work through these problems.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
You're gonna have to cut that. I can't even. I gotta mute you because something's backfeeding.
Yeah, you are cutting out. So.
It's not cutting out. It's you're back. I'm hearing me back through you. You gotta knock that off.
I'm not sure what you mean.
When I say something, then I get this hideous sound that comes back from the speakers through my headsets that you're sending me back.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, you're sending something back to me.
I don't know what that is then.
I don't either.
Was it just loud?
It's nasty. It sounds like if I was talking through a kazoo.
How often do you talk through a kazoo? I'm just curious. Right?
Often enough.
Well, I'm not really hearing it anymore. I turned my stuff down. So.
Well, I'm hearing it every time I say something. And I can see it's coming through on your channel. Oop, that's better. What'd you do? You fixed it.
I turned my volume on my laptop.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I can still hear it a little bit, but it ain't bad. It's tolerable now.
I'll try and play well.
Cool.
Keep going.
Right. Sorry about
anyways,
that, folks.
So basically what Greg does is he actually he kind of talks over the microphone a lot.
Right.
So that helps, which means he doesn't have to, come up with a whole lot of stuff. Kind of talks about what he's doing, where he's from, where he can learn how to do this kind of stuff. I guess he also does his own aerobatic training, I guess, also.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting. But he nailed it. He did a great job with it. It was neat to hear him, and I was actually right next to him when he did it. So it was neat to see him out there with the handheld radio and the microphone and the camera and the iPad, trying to get everything, organized at the same time. So it was the first time he had done it, so he did a great job.
Yeah, and like I said, he's an announcer guy. He does news stories, so I'm sure he's perfectly capable of doing it better than I could do. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. If anybody gets a chance to go to one of these AOPA fly-ins, it is really neat. The people there are absolutely amazing, and I had a great time. And I would go, especially that Tullahoma location with at the Beechcraft Heritage Museum, was absolutely amazing. And I want to go back now just to go see it without it's set up for a fly-in. I want to go in and go to all their own exhibits and take a look at all the planes and see a lot more of the history of the airplanes themselves, because they had a lot of planes that were kind of displaced and moved out of the way for exhibitors and vendors and things like that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going back and seeing it as an actual in the actual museum configuration. It's really neat.
Are they planning to do it there again? Like, are they always going to have it there at that particular museum?
No, they're changing the locations every year. So. This year was like Fredericksburg, Tullahoma. I forget where else. There were two more out west, I think. Next year, they're in different locations. So they seem to be a little bit further north. I think like Colorado Springs. There's one in Beaufort, North Carolina, I believe, or South Carolina. So they're moving them around every year, which is nice. It means everybody maybe after 3 years or 4 years we start the rotation or something like that. But if they're anywhere in the area, I can't see why they wouldn't go back to this location. It was amazing.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that was it looked great. The pictures looked amazing, and I'm just kind of jealous I didn't get to go. But how far away from you was it? I mean, it was probably an easy drive.
It was barely an hour and a half. Only because I drove the RV. It's really about just over an hour drive.
Cool.
I did see my dream plane though. My the Lancer Evolution was there.
That's a kit plane too, isn't it?
Yeah, they do pre-built ones on them too, but 1.2 million out the door.
That's a lot of money.
It is, but you know what? The guy was talking to me. He's with full fuel. You can still carry 1,100 pounds, I believe, or something along those lines.
That's impressive. That's
right across.
That's something.
Was it GM a new TBM 900. He was saying with full fuel, you can carry about 600 pounds in that plane or something.
Really? I had no idea you could carry so little on a TBM 900. That's crazy.
With full fuel.
I get it, but it's a TBM 900.
Right. This thing here, this guy says you can load it up, full fuel, and still carry 4 adults, and still fly at 310 or so knots. So
wow.
At 310 knots, and he said pulling it back to 75% power, I think he said was 160, 170, or 270 knots, I believe he said. That gets you there fast. They flew from Cincinnati to Tullahoma in an hour.
That's insane. And to be able to do that, because then you almost don't care that you have only 4 seats. You know, you can get there so fast. It's like, who cares if you have to sit close to somebody for a little while?
Luggage later on and not even worry about it.
That's right.
Where the 172 is halfway.
Yep. Awesome. So what else we have for today? I can think of one other thing we can talk about. I'm still getting feedback from you, by the way. Not really sure how that's happening. But anyway, let's press on.
Okay.
We got the When Pigs Fly South. That's less than a month away, and that's going to be in Lakeland. Sun and Fun's one of these things. It's not a one-time event each year. It's actually a year-round facility. The Sun and Fun Fly-In happens in April, but the Sun and Fun event actually, or the Sun and Fun campus is constantly being used for different things. And November 7th is going to be the AOPA, I've got AOPA on the mind. The Sun and Fun When Pigs Fly South. It's a barbecue competition. They're going to have classic cars and classic warbirds, and I'm super excited. In fact, you and I are going to be spending some time on the air. They've actually asked us to bring the radio station online, so we're going to be on the air for some of the day. I'm kind of looking forward to that. You got real quiet on me. Can't hear you anymore. Where'd you go? Nope, can't hear you. You're super quiet. Super duper duper quiet.
Okay.
You're really, really quiet, even when you're yelling into the mic. Yeah, well, you're quiet. I can't hear you. And I've changed nothing.
I don't have any better?
Nope.
I haven't changed anything either.
Well, you're quiet. Check your cables. Hey,
I'm sorry, I lied. I changed it from line to mic.
That's your problem.
That's your problem.
Now I can hear me.
Yep, it is. That was my fault. And I probably turned everything up to see if you can hear me. So.
And I can hear me.
Okay.
I can hear me back again. You need to. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, we got to fix that one. So, we will be working on that little technical glitch here soon. Anyway, I also wanted to bring up we're going to kind of start running some ads here occasionally, just because ads support us and we like to talk about the products we like. And one of the products I want to kind of point you guys towards that I'm a big fan of, especially because I actually have a personal stake in the company, is pilotpartner.net. It's an electronic logbook. And I would really love for you guys to go over to pilotpartner.net. If you're interested in electronic logbook at all, I think it's probably the best one out there on the internet. There are some really cool features with it. It's all cloud-based, so you don't have to worry about ever losing your data. It's always going to be available for you. There's an import feature. There's social aspects to it, so you can actually take your flights and publish them online, and people can see your flights that you've done. It's very, very cool. And they have currently a 90-day free trial. That's probably going to drop to 60 days soon, so if you want to get in under that 90-day free trial, I suggest you do it post haste. Get in there, sign up, start logging some flights, and see what it's like to be able to actually have a real good feel of your currency. It's fully customizable. Pilotpartner.net, and it's inexpensive. After your 90-day free trial, you can get it for $30 a year. I think it's $29.95 per year for electronic logbook. It's very, very cool. So, are you flying these days?
I have not. However, it's funny. Actually, I was at Tullahoma, knowing I'm going to be starting work in Tampa soon. And as you know, pilots, old and young, in Florida, as they do, I'm supposed to. You're supposed to fly when you're in Florida. So, I'm looking forward to getting down there and getting a more stable position and getting a chance to get back in the left seat again and knock some rust off those the landing gear.
Cool.
Hopefully not permanently, but
Yeah.
my goal is to join up with a little flying school or a flying club. And I actually AOPA had a little pavilion set up, so they have talk about insurance, talk about financing. Different people specialize in different areas, and I actually went by their booth about flying clubs, and they mostly gear it towards how to start a club, how to make it not necessarily profitable but economical for you and the other members and things like that, which is kind of neat. But they also have a club finder, so you can go to AOPA's website and actually look up clubs. And while I was there, I was talking to somebody.
Who you should talk to?
Yes, they did tell me exactly who to talk to. Who was while I was talking with her, she was telling me that, hey, by the way, we have an ambassador in the state of Florida for flying clubs. And she's like, let me look up his contact information, but his name is Jimmy Beckett. And I'm like, we've met. So,
yeah, I know Jimmy.
So Jimmy Beckett is the ambassador for AOPA for the flying clubs in the state of Florida. So I've already reached out to him and talked to him a little bit about my situation, what I want to do, and what I'm looking for. So we'll hopefully within the next couple months we'll get back in the swing of things and get a little bit more stable and start flying again.
Yeah, and there aren't many people who have as much of a passion for aviation as that guy does. I mean, he is on fire for flying and for aviation and for advocacy. I love Jamie so much. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. So, yeah, and he's a great writer. He plays guitar. I think he does every little bit of everything.
He does a whole lot of stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. What do you say we wrap this one up? Unless there's something else we want to talk about.
No, I wasn't sure. There was something else that you had wanted to talk about, but I don't know if we ever got there.
I can't remember what it was. I'll remember it. You know what? I'll save it for next time. I think we got a lot tonight.
As soon as we hit, done, then you're going to wind up remembering it. So
of course,
save it for next time. We'll table.
Well, that's the way it works. And also, we're interested in hearing from our audience. If there's something you guys want us to talk about, if there's any great news stories, hit us up. You can hit us on Twitter. Our Twitter account is twitter.com/flyopa. You can hit us on Facebook at facebook.com/otherpeoplesairplanes. You can hit me on Twitter. I'm at twitter.com/daveflies. And of course, Mike, you've got one at imlad. I don't know if you're using that too much. You got a drink. Are you? There you go. You're on live, man. Drink up.
That's right, man. Yeah.
So yeah, we'd love to hear what you guys think of the show, and we're going to try to do this fairly regularly. We want to keep up with it and just have a good time. So, anything else?
That's it.
That's it. All right.
All right.
That's it. Let's stick a fork in it. Thanks so much for joining us here on this episode of Other People's Airplanes. We'll catch you guys next time.
On the flip side.
On the flip side. And I just faded to black, and now I faded back. So this is what we call the after party. Doo-doo. So for the audience.
The after.
Yeah. But the show is officially over, so now we can just banter, right?
Yeah.
So this is where
trust me. I
go ahead.
Highly recommend this beer.
Yeah, it looks amazing. So this is where I do funny things like put myself onto the bridge of a starship because I can do the green screen stuff. Ready? Watch this. This is fun.
It's just oh god, here we go.
I know. It's like I'm a kid, right? You just can't.
You are. You're 12.
I am. Here we go. Ready? Starship.
What?
I'm on a bridge. I'm so stupid. I really, I am, but it's okay because I like.
How old are you? Just had last week.
Yeah, I had a birthday last week. There we go. Let's see if I can put you back on. Can I? There we go. Oh, look. Here's what's.
And how old are you?
Yeah, I know. What's really fun is I can actually put myself like on the same screen as you, which is really weird because then I'm like over your head. I haven't figured this whole thing out yet, but anyway. Hey, thanks guys for tuning in. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll have more cool events like that to go through, and more pictures, more videos, and
online
stuff. What's that?
He's thrilled that we're having our friend Kirby's online right now. He's
I did.
He's thrilled with that we're having an after.
Oh, he likes the after party. Yeah, I told him we'd be doing this today at work because I work with him, and so I told him we'd be doing this today, and I let him know that he could tune in and watch. So I'm glad he jumped in. You can tell me about because Kirby actually has.
I think we're up to.
Really? We're up to what? We got
5 watching total.
Sweet.
Now we're at 4.
Cool.
If it's 6, we'll have to check the stats later. But
Sweet. Awesome. Nate Dewar jumped in there. He was watching it and he reposted it. That's pretty cool.
yeah, I know he did. Oops. Did you see the picture he posted on Facebook?
No, I haven't. Let me see.
He posted a picture of. Yeah, he took a picture of me and you, and these heads are taking on like 2700.
Watching their huge Arius. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love that people watch us. I don't know why people do. Hey, guys, thanks for watching. This has been a lot of fun. I am going to go ahead and shut down the stream, but we will catch you guys next time. See ya.
I'm delayed.